Second unit is the production possibility curve. Professor Samuelson has introduced the production possibility curve, which tries to explain graphically the alternative production possibilities in an economy with limited resources. The productive resources in an economy can be used for the production of various alternative goods. The economy has to decide which goods to be produced more and which goods should be produced less depending upon the situation. For example, the economy should decide much resources should be utilized to produce consumer goods or to produce arms and ammunitions. Let us understand the assumptions of production possibility curve. The economy is producing only two commodities is the first assumption based upon. The resources are fixed in quantity, but they can be shifted from the production of one commodity to another. The production possibility curve is based on some of the important assumptions. The first assumption is the economy is producing only two commodities. The resources are fixed in quantity, but they can be shifted from the production of one commodity to another. The resources are being used fully and with utmost efficiency. The state of technology remains unchanged. Production possibility can be explained with the help of following schedule and the diagram. From the above production possibility schedule, it is clear that the economy has possibilities to produce steel and wheat in different quantities. According to the possibility, the economy can entirely devote its resources to produce wheat. It can produce only 10,000 units of wheat, but there will be no steel production. If it can use all the resources to produce steel, it can produce 4,000 units of steel, but no wheat at all. And the production possibility utilization of given resources, the combination of two goods can lie anywhere on the production possibility curve, but not inside or outside of it. For example, the point cannot be R because in that case, the economy would not utilize its resources fully. It would be beyond the capacity of the resources of the economy to produce that combination. This applied to all economies. In all economies, we notice that wants are unlimited, resources, or we say in economics as means are strictly limited and they could have alternative uses. Therefore, the problem of choice is a universal problem. And let us understand what are the fundamental problems of the economy. Every human society, whether it is an advanced industrial nations like America, we always say, a centrally planned economy, or an isolated tribal nation, take for example, must confront and resolve three fundamental economic problems. What are these fundamental problems? Every society must have a way of determining what commodities are produced, how these goods are produced, and for whom they are produced. How these goods are produced, for whom they are produced, what commodities are produced and in what quantities. This is the problem of production. Let us discuss on the fundamental problems of the economy. Every human society, whether it is an advanced industrial nation or a centrally planned economy or an isolated tribal nation, must confront and resolve three fundamental economic problems. Every society must have a way of determining what commodities are produced, how these goods are produced, and for whom they are produced. So now let us concentrate on how these goods are produced, for whom they are produced. What commodities are produced and in what quantities? How much of each of the possible goods and services it will make, and why they will be produced. Should we produce bicycles or scooter today? Shall we go in for commercial crops or for the food crops? Or shall we have more of capital goods and less of consumer goods? The list can be expanded infinitely. How these goods are produced is a big question. A society must determine who will do that production with that resources and what production techniques they use, whether the labor-intensive techniques or the capital-intensive techniques. In short, it is the problem of technology. Shall we generate electricity from oil or from coal or from the sun? Will factories be run by people or by machines? For whom they are produced is another important economic problem. This is the question of distribution. Who gets to eat the fruit of economic activity? Is the distribution of income and wealth fair and equitable? How is the national product divided among different households? Are many people poor and a few rich? Will society provide minimal consumption to the poor, or must people work if they are to eat? Others include the need to evaluate the level of resource use and flexibility. Every economy must utilize its resources, and it strikes a balance between the present and the future. Development should be true, must be sustained. It is equally important that the economic system should be flexible enough to adapt itself to changing economic environment and political ideologies. As desirable economic goals which every economy must strive, we may include the need for high level of employment, price stability, efficiency and equitable distribution of income and economic growth. Samuelson highlights three basic fundamental problems which may be called what to produce, how to produce and whom to produce. We may add other two problems, namely level of resource use and flexibility. There are a number of desirable economic goals which every economy must strive to reach. These include achieving high level of employment, price stability, equitable distribution of income and economic growth. Thereby, I conclude by saying production possibility curve is based on few assumptions, and it is also called as transformation curve. It tries to explain the basic economic problems such as what to produce, how to produce, whom to produce, and this helps the students to understand the other two related problems which has been explained by Samuelson. Thank you.